Hi, my name is Scott Dusenberry. I currently live in Marquette, Michigan, and this is going to be my turning point video, so I hope this goes well and everyone enjoys it. To start off, I wanted to talk about my own personal goals in life. I kind of want to become a combination between a writer and an entrepreneur. And basically, I want to combine different elements of traditional publishing, some of my own techniques, and modern technologies like the internet and e-readers in order to create a new business model that I think could produce some very high quality stories and different forms of media that I think people will enjoy. To try to kickstart that, during the next couple weeks, I wanted to start looking into e-reader technology a little bit more. I've looked into it some, but I want to get an more in-depth understanding of it, and to also kind of work on my own motivations. It's hard to start a project for me, so that's definitely something I want to work on during this class is to overcome that adversity against my initial motivation. And this all kind of developed out of my leadership training, my writing, my love of writing and reading, my love of working with people to combine to make this idea. So it's definitely something I think I can accomplish and definitely something that I wanted to do. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite at the end. I've not quite mastered the idea, but I'm definitely on a good start, and I think Full Sail is going to help me with that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was my strategy to finding my life's task. I thought the Return to Origins one fit me best and resonated with me a lot, simply because my moment for me, my origin point, I think was when I first learned to read, because I couldn't read until I was 7 years old. I just didn't understand it. And finally, one day when I was in second grade, my teacher called on me to read, trying to encourage me, and I looked down at the pages, and suddenly the words made sense to me. Like I could understand these ideas were now being shared with me, and I was completely floored. I just could not believe that this was possible. It was almost like magic to me. And that's kind of still how I feel about writing and reading and language in general today, is because it's a miracle in my mind that we can do that, that we can share ideas between two people. And so that's definitely my origin point. It's not something I can put into words how I feel about it, but it was definitely when I first felt that sense of wonder when I dealt with literature and working with others. And it kind of grew into other things as time went on, but that was when I first felt it. Outside of that, there was 3 points that I wanted to talk about besides my origin point. And the first was the counterforces, the idea of counterforces. Because I grew up in a broken home. I was taken away from my mother. I lived with one aunt for a couple of years where I didn't know if I was going to still be there the next day. And then I lived with a different aunt who had very strict ideas about what she wanted me to do with my life. So I've experienced a lot of counterforces, a lot of adversity, to become who I am today, and I had to overcome those. So the idea of the existence of counterforces and the effort it takes to overcome them was something I definitely had a lot of experience with, and something that I can internalize very well. The next one was the next idea I liked was the vocational path, because my life has been a very twisty and turny experience, and I liked the idea that they presented that nothing is a straight line and nothing really worth doing is a straight line. It's going to take effort to work towards. And that definitely fit with my life. Like I said, I've experienced a lot of adversity, and so the twisting path that made me me is definitely important to me and something I think others should experience. And then finally, the one I liked the most was avoiding the false path, because, like I said, I had a lot of adversity, and it took me a lot of effort to overcome those counter forces that were arrayed against me. Thankfully, I had the help of a dear friend who kind of knew me a little bit better than I knew myself at one point, who remembered the kind of person I wanted to be, and she helped me bring it forward, but it was still extremely difficult to define my family. But I think that covers everything, and I definitely look forward to